Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode, and my oh my, we're at episode 80. I can't believe we've reached this far. Quite a humbling feeling right now. It's 80 weeks of work. I'm really looking forward to getting to 100. This week started out quite unusual. As soon as I got to work, I had to report straight to the training department. Now, most of you already know we are getting brand new 787-9s. These new -9s are coming equipped with brand new seat configuration and a new seat altogether. And that is what the training was for, on how to maintain these seats. I was quite surprised and very much pleased because these seats are very maintenance friendly. It all comes apart real easy and we can change out multiple amount of components. And an update to the sliding door. They finally activated it. They got the FAA approval, and now the sliding door is fully functioning. The door itself is simply for privacy for the passenger. It also has an emergency escape feature. Just in case the door gets jammed or something happens and you need to escape, there's a latch over there you can pull to emergency open the door. But overall, the seat is very easy to work on. I have not had the chance to fly on one of these yet. If you do get the chance to fly on one of these, please let me know. Another interesting thing I learned about these seats, or who makes them, the manufacturer itself, it's actually a vehicle manufacturer. They used to make car seats. Well, they still make car seats, but they wanted to dive into aviation sector. Now, this wouldn't be the first time. For example, Recaro also makes aircraft seats. The company's name is Aviation Aerospace. As I said, they began with automotive industry, but now they're introducing themselves into the aerospace industry. If I remember correct, they're rebranding themselves as Elevate Aircraft Seating. I am definitely looking forward to working on these. As of now, they only have one flight to LAX. It's going from Chicago, LAX, and back to Chicago. But in any case, we got some really good training. We understood how the seat functions and how to replace the most common components. After I got done with training, I had to go and move a couple of airplanes. And believe it or not, at the end of the day, I actually had to go do a hearing test. We have to do it once a year. Okay, without further ado, this is our first move. Looks like they shut it down. It's okay. I'll power it back up again. We are going to move this, and after that, I gotta go do a hearing test. Make sure I'm not too deaf. What? Usually I'll leave the brake riding or the movement of the aircraft towards the end of the video, but this time around I'm just going to leave it right where it is. If this is not your cup of tea, feel free to fast forward. Overall, the week was not very eventful. Nothing really crazy happened. Let me rephrase that. We in LAX did not experience anything crazy, but Denver got something really exciting. Now, I'm sure everybody's already seen it. It's been circulating around the internet. Feel free to look it up yourself. There is no point for me to repost anything like that, but I will simply talk about it right here. And in question is a flight, a 737 MAX-8 that was taking off out of Denver, going to Miami. On takeoff, they had a tire burst. To be specific, the left-hand main landing gear tire. The pilots made the right decision and they went into RTO. Rejected takeoff. This will go into maximum braking power because at that point you're going over 130 miles an hour. And the aircraft did what it's exactly designed to do. It stopped. Now the side effects of stopping at such high rate of speed is a lot of heat. Brakes get hot, tires get hot. Hence why you got the fire. From the footage I've seen, firefighters were on scene immediately. They actually put out the fire real quick. Everybody got off board safely. A tire blowout or a tire bursting is not something new. It's happened many times before. You have to remember, tires take a majority of the punishment when the airplane is taking off and landing, or even when taxiing around. Now, us as maintenance, we do our inspections and walkarounds when the aircraft is at the gate. What happens on takeoff and landing, we have zero control over. There could be many factors that contributed to this. One, for example, FOD, foreign object debris, a manufacturing defect. For example, something internal in the tire that we as technicians cannot see with our naked eye or from the outside. Also seen excessive use of brakes because sometimes aircraft do need to taxi to the runway and it takes them a while to get there. So pilots sometimes ride the brakes. That causes lots of heat. That can contribute to the fusible or the thermal plug to blow, causing the tire to deflate. But in my opinion, I don't think that's what happened because the 737 MAX has carbon ceramic brakes. They stay pretty cool. Now, all this being said, my main concern is actually not the tire blowout, not the rejected takeoff, and not even the fire. My main concern was the evacuation portion of it. I'll be honest with you, it blew my mind watching a grown man holding his carry-on suitcase and his daughter go down the slide. I've said this and I'm going to say it once again. Leave your things behind. If it's something that important to you, like a passport or a phone, keep it on you. If it's medication, have a little fanny pack or something. But leave your suitcases behind. Don't risk the life of yourself, your loved ones, or your fellow passengers. You own your possessions. Don't let your possessions own you. You can replace a suit, you can replace a laptop or a camera or whatever it is. We can't replace you. You are more important. Please read your safety cards, listen to your flight attendants, and please leave your luggage behind when you're evacuating an aircraft. Okay, that's it. I'm getting off my soapbox. I apologize. I had to go on a little rant on this one. But yeah, that's about it. Back to moving airplanes. Let's go. That's us. We're 49. We're 48 Alpha. Oh, wait. There you go. That's us. So I believe after company, I said, then we can proceed. I think I heard that correct, yeah. Yeah, that was for us, so. After company, just follow.
Ground FedEx 1234 Heavy is ready for Texas Zoo. FedEx 1234 Heavy, ready to
That's funny, we're 401. That's aircraft 402. How about that? What are the odds of that? That's funny. Yeah.
Bearing 2171.
We are 401.
Monitor Tower 2171. Good day. Skyway 5415. Monitor Tower, have a good flight.
That's 402.
15. Good day.
Ground United 1754, Charlie 7 short of Charlie with Zulu. United 1754, LA ground, running 25 right, taxi via Bravo. 25 right via Bravo, United 1754. FedEx 1234 Heavy, monitor tower after flight. FedEx 1234 Heavy, yep.
If you were wondering where the magnetic compass or the standby compass hides on the Airbus 320 family, it's right there. It's got its own little cubby hole.
Resident 2158, approach stop Charlie 8 with Zulu taxi. Resident 2158 LA ground, there's a flow into Vegas. For now, turn left under Charlie, hold short Charlie 7. Left Charlie, short Charlie 7, Resident 2158.
Don't worry, we'll fix that. That's not a big deal. Probably came loose. That's fine. Just a little screw down here.
Hey, ground expect 324, quick question for you. With the flow to Vegas, what's your delay looking like? Got 324, right now, 40 minutes. Roger, thank you. Hey, sorry, sometimes the GA and the private aircraft, they do have better time to land since they land on different runways.
Roger. We'll talk to you in about 40 minutes or so.
United 1754, Monitor Tower, have a good flight.
Monitor Tower, United 1754, good day.
As you can see right here with my obsessive compulsive behavior, this thing is really bothering me. But don't worry, I promise, we're gonna fix it. It's a super easy fix. Just don't like it when it's not right. It has to be in its proper place. Held on by one little screw and it's attaching itself to a bracket. You're gonna see it here in a second. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, sir. Copy, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Lights off, beacon off, batteries off, emergency lights off. I never had the bleed on, so watch, it's gonna shut down immediately. Cool. The bracket was a little bent. Maybe the pilot hit it by accident or something like that, bent it up a bit. But yeah, it's just a single little screw right here. Yeah, took it off, reformed it right here. Just gonna put this back on and it'll be flush once again, just like that. Hey, there you go. There you go. Good as new. See? Nothing to it. Easy fix. All right, let's get out of here. APU's already off. I already turned the batteries off. We're good to go. Don't forget the hat. Got done with all the moves, enjoyed a few beautiful airplanes taking off right here, and then headed off to get my hearing test. It always kind of surprises me. They still use this old technology. Check this out. Same old booths they've been using for years. These are funny.
Yeah, it's like it is. It's.
Well, here's my results. I don't know how to read this. Any doctors in the house? I suppose, given the fact that I've been working on airports for the past 25 years and considering my age, they say that I actually have pretty decent hearing. I don't know. You let me know. It's okay. I can still hear myself, right? All right, let's get back to the video. And I know somebody's going to ask, do you wear hearing protection? Yes, absolutely. Either earplugs or earmuffs. But in any case, a good buddy of mine, he's actually one of the airport operations guys, awesome content creator, but he's on Instagram. He caught this beauty. There you go. That's his Instagram page. Go check him out. He's got some great content. Okay, on to the next day. We got a tire change. Here we go again. That's nice. Nice and sharp. All right, let's get this done. Safety devices, pull the breakers, all the usual. Quick and easy. You've seen this a million times. These are going to be your downlock safety devices. Whole purpose is safety, safety, safety. We don't want any kind of inadvertent gear movement while we're doing a job. We install them in all three gear, nose and the main landing gears. Boeing likes to utilize gear pins. Airbus likes to utilize these clamp style to lock out the actuator itself. It does the same job. Okay, here's your disclaimer. Everything is being performed per aircraft maintenance manual. Please do not use this as any kind of reference. Please follow your policies and procedures and perform the task per your aircraft maintenance manual. Not all of the portions of the job is shown. Okay, glad we got that out of the way. Come on, let's change this thing. What I'm doing here is trying to unbend those little tabs that are bent over the bolts that are holding the screen. Once I unbend these, I'm going to throw them away. These things are expendable items. The new kit comes with new tabs. Once I remove the screen and the dust guard and the brake fan and all that stuff, then we'll deflate the tire and remove it. As I'm doing this, we are all working as a team. My partner shows up with the tire cart and the new tire and all the equipment that I need, and such as the toolkit for the tire change as well as the torque wrenches. Any kind of specialized tooling company always provides things such as torque wrenches, anything that's calibrated, any kind of kits that are for the job itself, for example, the tire change kit. All of that is checked out, monitored, and tracked. A very common question always comes up. People ask, how come you're not cleaning all these parts as you're removing them or before you install them? Because we simply don't have the time. This is a line environment. This is not a heavy check. I mean, by all means, if you want to take more of a delay, sure, I'll go and clean them. I'm trying to do this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Also following the AMM, the Aircraft Maintenance Manual. Your next question is going to be, how long does it take you to do this? Well, with a good team, with all the logistics good and all the parts in place, it usually will take about 25 to 35 minutes. That's in a very perfect ideal world, but not always it's like that. For example, this aircraft did eat the delay. Why? Because it came in and it only had a 20-minute turnaround time. By the time we found the out-of-limits tire, we had to gather the equipment, gather the paperwork, cross-reference our IPC, our illustrated parts catalog, make sure everything is effective to that particular aircraft, go out to the aircraft, make sure all of these safety devices are installed. As you can see, it starts building up. This is time ticking. But I assure you, us as technicians, we want to first of all get you out safe and on time, but sometimes we don't have the time, and that's why you get the delay. By the way, I do apologize for all the shaking and the moving. Again, this is the new POV or point of view style of me trying to capture things while I do things. Let me know if you enjoy this. Anyway, the safety wire got removed from the brake fan, and then we get this handy dandy special tool.
No problem.
now we got the main nut exposed, and now we're going to take off the anti-rotation bolts and nuts. Also have to take out a cotter pin that's holding them. And once again, the nuts and bolts are going to be replaced with new hardware, and so is the cotter pin. Never reuse old cotter pins, and also never reuse any kind of nuts that have any kind of Teflon grip on them. The cotter pins are out. Now we're going to remove the anti-rotation nuts and bolts, and then I'll go get the dolly that is required to remove this tire. This thing is pretty heavy. According to the maintenance manual, this thing can weigh between 290 pounds and 440 pounds.
Oh, would you? Look at that. Even the pilot came out to play. Maybe I should give him some tools. I don't think he wants to get dirty.
So these covers are very interesting. They're not just because of for protection for the bearings and the innards of the tire, they also designate what type of aircraft that it goes onto. The red caps are for the 321s. Different aircraft have different types of tires. And we also cross-check and double-check within the IPC, making sure we got the correct part number. Okay, all is set. Time to remove the main nut. Okay, once we remove the main nut, now we have to install a thread protector. And a thread protector is, well, it protects the threads. It's self-explanatory. You don't want to damage them because that will cause cross-threading when you reinstall stuff. Anyway, moving on. Don't tighten it too tight, by the way, because you can't get it stuck. So, yeah, there you go. Let's go. Once all is set, now we get the dolly underneath the tire. We jack up the dolly, relieve the pressure off of the axle, and then we simply slide the tire off. Really easy. Nice and easy. Beautiful. Beautiful. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, re-inspect, re-lube. Everything gets inspected, we re-lubricate the axle at its specific portions, and then the new tire goes back on just like the old one came off. And then we remove the thread protector, install the main nut, we will torque it down, and then pretty much everything else goes back in reverse. Torque brakes is on my left. Oh, you ready? Yeah, release brakes. The reason I said release brakes because we have to spin the tire as we torque it. This is to ensure to seat the bearings. You're gonna see something right here. I'm gonna kick the tire. There's a reason for this. Want it to fully seat in its position. Want to see at least 1 or maybe 1.5 threads showing before I start torquing. You can see the more I kick, I get a little bit of a turn. It's just tricks of the trade. It's called experience.
You want me to wait to drop it?
No, you can drop it. No, go ahead and drop it. Anti-rotation nuts and bolts are installed, torqued, and now we move on back to the brake fan. We're gonna reinstall this and torque this as well. Once again, I'm not showing every single portion of the job. And after it's torqued, we're gonna safety wire it back up again. Like I said, everything went back in reverse order. Everything got put together, and now we have to test the system. Well, the brake fan, because remember, we disassembled it. So my partner goes upstairs, he pushes the breakers back in, and then engages it. Loud sound warning right now. You're gonna hear the brake fan. Don't worry, I'm not gonna torture you with that sound. It's very loud and annoying. But yeah, that's about it.
And that's that. There you go. Brand new tire. Easy. See, that's how good it goes when you have a good crew. Like a pit stop. 20 minutes. Done. All right. Off to Hawaii. And we're back to another 777. The usual Heathrow flight. E-tops, and I think we got a broken tray table in business class we gotta attend to. That's gonna be fun. Those things are so complicated. Let's see what we can do. So yeah, let the engine spool down a little bit, then we'll go oil it. But first things first. Always check brakes and tires first. Beautiful. Well, here's the tray table in question. Big old unit too. Got coil springs and a damper. I think this is the one that slides out from the side. We'll go upstairs and find out here in a second. Let's go. Let's go. So at first, I thought it was the tray table itself that's broken, but it's usable. It's a cover. But they sent the whole tray table. Okay, let's undo this little zip tie right here. Let's deploy this and see where that cover is. It might be attached down there somewhere. Okay, just deployed the table, and there's nothing wrong with the table, with the old one. It's just this little panel that's missing. 4 little screws. Well, that's an easy fix. I never thought I was gonna change the whole table. That table is a nightmare to change. Okay, let's do this. Look, I ain't complaining. This was easy. I thought it was gonna be the whole tray table. Trust me, this thing is just insane. It literally lives all the way down at the bottom over there. It's not easy to change. You gotta take apart sidewalls and all sorts of goofy things. I'm glad this was the easy one. Just a dampener cover.
Hey, you know what? I will never complain about an easy fix, and this was a super easy fix. And if you're wondering how much that tray table or that whole unit cost, it costs about $7,000. Think about that next time you're flying at 34,000 feet having a dinner. Yay! Okay, that's done. Now we just do the usual, go through our parameters, make sure everything's okay. And never forget, always check the fidget spinner. I won't bore you with the rest. You guys have seen this a million times. Let's see where we're going today. We're gonna go play with that 787 over there. Let's go. This beautiful plastic princess was heading out to Miami, but it had a little bit of issue with water pressurization. The coffee makers or the galley, as well as the lavatories, were not getting proper water pressure. Okay, first thing we gotta do is make sure that's in flight mode.
Yep, that's in flight mode. Okay, let's go upstairs and reset the pump.
After looking at the water panel downstairs, next step is to go upstairs and look at the flight attendant panel at the L2 door. There is a option menu where you get to see the water and waste status. If you look closely to the bottom right corner, you're gonna see a little option says water pump reset. 787 has 2 water tanks, left and right. They are made out of composite, much like everything else on the airplane. So the way the water system works on this aircraft is by gravity, and by gravity, I mean it flows down into 2 water pumps. Only one water pump is functioning at a time. If one fails, the other one takes over. Water pump creates a positive pressure so you can get flow either in the lavatory sinks or the galley or the coffee makers. We'll push the water through the piping and it will go to 6 MOV, motor operated valves. These valves are responsible for opening and closing for distribution of water throughout the system. By the way, they're also ran on a 28 DC system. Power comes from the RPDU, the remote power distribution units. Okay, to make a long story short, sometimes when the aircraft is receiving new water, the water pumps disengage. It might require a reset. And that was the case on this one. We're not getting any water pressure, so I just went upstairs, hit the little reset button, and good to go. That's it. All the water pressure came back up, and the airplane went out on time. Well, folks, that's about it. This was a very short video. I'm sorry, not an hour-long one for this time around, but it's okay. I actually got something very special to tell you guys. I went out to Dallas for a very special event. An amazing colleague of mine, her name is Elena. She goes by Fixed Fly Travel. She's over here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. She won a very incredible and special maintenance award. It is an award given from mechanics to mechanics for their accomplishments and their achievements, not only to the community as well as to the company. I would highly recommend go check out her page, give her a like, give her a follow, and say congratulations. It's very rare that mechanics get celebrated, and it's a very special occasion when it does happen. So congratulations, and that is an incredible achievement. We are all proud of you as an aircraft maintenance community. Otherwise, that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm going to leave you with this beautiful takeoff out of Dallas and a gorgeous landing in LAX. I will see you all on the next adventure. Stig, signing out. Later!